Kailangan nyo ba talaga ng kotse? It will be costly for you. It's the Honda Odyssey 2015 model and si Sorento naman without any fixes. Hey fam, good morning! Welcome to sunny Calgary and sunny Canada again. Maayong buntag sa inyong tanan, maayong adlaw. Today, pahatid lang natin sina Davon. Actually, nag-drop na namin si Lian. And now we're a bit late. So, medyo mabilis na ang aming lakad ni Kuya Davon. Going to his kindergarten school. So since nabanggit ni Donna pala na I could share daw yung mga sasakyan namin kasi it's all second hand, maybe I could add some advice na din kung ano yung mga pointers na dapat yung tingnan, saan ba kayo bibili, ano ang dapat yung gawin for those that are coming or new to Canada. And syempre may mga factors yan too that needs to be answered, such as kailangan nyo ba talaga ng sasakyan or kailangan nyo ba ng malaking sasakyan, depende sa needs nyo. So let's see, and yeah, I hope the information would be able to help you decide kung ano ang best na sasakyan sa inyo. So see you later. Ang init naman dito sa Calgary. Hindi pala mainit, malamig pero sunny.
Yeah.
So there you go. Konting araw na lang or bukas. Or baka today.
Ano?
Baka today yung ano ni Trump. Yung tariff ni Trump. By the way, dun sa viewers pala namin, meron akong video na about explaining the tariffs. Kasi sometimes kasi hindi naman natin yan everyday ginagamit na word and hindi tayo familiar din
Na-explain mo doon na
economically. So, yun na-explain ko doon
kahit pa paano.
very quickly kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng tariff. So, just a quick review. So, if mag-i-impose ng tariff si Trump sa Canada, actually, nag-i-impose siya ng tariff para doon talaga sa mga US companies yun. So if a US company would get their goods from Canada, yung US company na yun ay magbabayad ng extra 25% dun sa mga goods. And if it's for Canadian energy, it's gonna be 10%. So, directly for sure, itaga sa bato, tataas ang gasolina or ang cost of gasoline sa Amerika.
Yeah.
Kasi imposible naman na hindi yan ipapasa ng mga Chevron or ExxonMobil or kung ano pang mga gas station sa US towards the consumer. So sila talaga yung magdudusa or magsasuffer tariff. Again, sabi naman ay konting tiis lang at I saw a video that was provided by a news outlet na si Trudeau. Sabi niya, it's the Americans that's gonna suffer, pero strategy actually yun ng executive branch or ng president ng United States na if pwede nilang pahinain ang Canadian economy. If mahina ang Canadian economy, there's a bigger chance na i-annex ang Canada or i-absorb ang Canada as the 51st state. Siyempre, nag-counter si Trudeau. No, that's not gonna happen ever or in any dream of someone. Nasa bahay na tayo ngayon. That's how close their daycare is. Hi fam! So since na-mention ni Donna dun sa last vlog namin that I would share my experience and kung paano ko nakuha yung mga sasakyan namin. So basically this one is the Honda Odyssey 2015 model. And the other one is our very reliable Kia Sorento 2011 model. I'll share also the prices for each car kasi medyo steal ko silang nakuha. And so far, 1 year na, magwa 1 year na si Odyssey, wala kaming problema. And si Sorento naman ay magti 3 years na to sa amin without any fixes. So normal maintenance, normal, be diligent dun sa mga change oil, sa mga power changes on the fluids, power steering, brake fluid, etc. And I think you're gonna have a very good experience with the car. But syempre, mag-share din ako ng tips kung paano ko sila nakuha. And do I really prefer second-hand cars or brand new cars? I'm not sure if that's even a question. But let's get started! Hey fam! And we're back sa bahay! Tuloy natin ang vlog dito. So ang usapan pala ngayon ay tungkol sa sasakyan. So as we shared on our previous vlogs, meron kaming dalawang sasakyan. They're both second-hand kasi we opted not to have financing, as well as gusto ko na hindi na siya iniisip on a monthly basis. So yeah, we opted out for second-hand cars. So ang unang sasakyan namin dito sa Canada ay Kia Sorento. So we bought it 1 week after namin mag-land sa Canada, and nasa Richmond pa kami at that time. So we realized na nung pagdating namin, since meron kaming 2 kids, ang hirap mag-grocery, ang hirap mamalengke, ang hirap gumala. So bumili agad kami ng sasakyan after a week. Ang hirap talaga with the 2 kids at that time kasi si Lian hindi pa siya naglalakad, so we need to bring stroller all the time. 1 week na tinry namin na baka kaya, since si Donna naman magko-commute lang siya, so bus and train siya from Richmond going to her school in Vancouver. And it's actually comfortable as well kasi mabilis lang yung biyahe niya, and halos dalawang sakay lang. Pero ayun nga, ang hirap mamili, ang hirap mag-grocery, ang hirap makipag-meet up sa mga friends kasi you need to bring the stroller. So tinry din namin na mag-stroller din sa bus. Ang hirap talaga. So it was a challenge, and anyway, nasa Singapore pa lang kami. Nag-decide na rin talaga kami na okay, pagdating natin sa Canada dapat may budget tayo. So we really need to have a car, kahit na second hand, basta hindi tayo maglalakad or magsa-stroller nga, as what I've said kanina, kasi sobrang hirap siya. It's not even challenging. It's impossible. So, ayun. And then, the Kia Sorento was very reliable for me. Wala talaga siyang sira ever since. And what surprises everyone around us is pag tinatanong, "Uy bro, galing tong Vancouver pa, and then nadala mo siya ng Calgary. Magkano ang bili mo nito?" I bought it really for a steal price of 5,500. And it has been working great and reliable for me for the past 3 years. Meron lang siyang diferensya when it comes to pag sobrang lumalamig, nagkakaroon siya ng discharge. So, meron akong gadget na Noco booster na naka-ready all the time. So, once I boost the car, umaandar naman siya. So, wala na siya problema. So, it's not even like a defect or I considered buying another one or disposing this car kasi hindi siya masyadong inconvenience. Convenient pa rin. Nagagamit ko pa rin. Very reliable. Those are our two cars. One Kia Sorento, one Honda Odyssey. Purpose is the other one is for kids, school, hatid, sundo. The other one is for Donna's commute para mas madali and mabilis siyang makapunta sa office niya. So sa mga papunta pa lang or bago sa Canada and you're thinking about buying a car, I think ang unang tanong doon muna ay kailangan nyo ba talaga ng kotse? Kasi baka may alternative naman. Again, it's not just the purchase price of the car, but also you need to get your driver's license, you need to get insurance. At that time when we were in BC, since ICBC naman ang provincial insurer ng British Columbia, then doon lahat. But again, when we started, our insurance fee was around $430 monthly. Up until nakakuha kami ng British Columbia driver's license, bumaba siya into 180 or 150. So, those are the things that you need to consider. Also, yung maintenance ng sasakyan. So, hindi lang naman drive ka ng drive. You also need to maintain it. So, if you know how to maintain it, change oil, change spark plugs, change the brake fluids, etc., then that's fine. But if not, it will be costly for you. So good thing on our side, ako lang nagme-maintain ng sasakyan. Even ang pagpalit ng spark plugs kasi may mga tools ako and I know a little bit. So ako na lang nagpapalit. But for families that are coming here na walang idea, you just really need a car, think about it. Kasi malaking cost din talaga siya. So again, purchase price, plus insurance, plus getting your driver's license, plus maintenance fees. Those are the things that you need to consider. And baka naman may alternatives. So in case na yung rental property nyo or yung bahay na nabili nyo ay malapit lang naman sa, let's say, a bus stop or a train stop or train station, then I think it's okay. Pero yun nga, sa case namin, it's super challenging. Again, for me, it's impossible even not to have a car with 2 kids. Ang hirap talaga. And if you think about it, pag may emergency, paano mo sila dadalhin sa ospital? So isa din yun sa big consideration talaga na kailangang isipin. Sinasabi nila dito sa Canada, it's a necessity to have a car. And I tend to agree with that. Having said that, going to the next question, okay, so since it's a necessity, I think everyone would agree, sobrang hirap mag-commute dito sa Canada, lalo na dito sa Calgary, pag nag-20, paano ka lalabas? Ngayon, ang question ay, is it brand new or second-hand car? Not even a question. Kung may pera kayong dala, ang tawag ko sa mga friends ko dito, kung may bala kayong dala, bakit naman hindi brand new? Right? So, it's just a matter of kung ano yung budget nyo. Kung pasok ba siya sa budget. So, syempre, pag nag-brand new kayo, sure, it's very reliable. Minsan, hindi. Pero most of the time, very reliable. Isipin nyo na lang ay insurance, yung yearly maintenance schedule ng sasakyan. That's it. Just drive and drive. Pag second hand naman, madaming considerations, whether okay pa ba siya, based sa takbo niya, ilang 1,000 kilometers na yung takbo, may mga tumutunog na ba sa baba, so madaming considerations. But for me, kung bago kayo dito sa Canada, and it has been a big topic around the internet, whether or not second hand or brand new, pag bago kayo, for me, please, if alangan ng budget and hindi malaki ang allowance for the car is mag-second hand car kayo. Kasi ang laki talaga ng diferensya, lalo na pag meron kang binabayaran monthly compared dun sa na cash nyo, wala kayong iniisip. It's just that you just need to maintain the car. Ang laki ng diferensya niya on the financial side of things for the family. So, my advice, personally, I'll go for second-hand cars. Okay, so since na-decide natin or ko na second-hand car, anong car naman? For me, I'm comfortable kasi yun yung business namin sa Pilipinas, sa Davao. Shout out, Daddy. So yun yung ginagawa namin as a core business of the family, which is a motor shop. So kaya medyo marunong ako ng konti pagdating sa sasakyan. Pero still, I'm not certified and I'm not authorized to give any opinions or recommendations. But my preference would be leaning towards Japanese car talaga ako. So Toyota, Honda, those are the top two. Even Mitsubishi, Mazda, or Nissan. So those are my top priority list kung maghahanap man ako ng sasakyan. Apparently, at that time, wala akong mahanap na okay yung price sa Vancouver. Kasi nga, these cars are more or less expensive talaga siya. Reliable sila. So, all I can get is a Kia. Now, it has built its reputation so far to me kasi wala talaga siyang problema for the past 3 years. Nagamit ko siya. It's very reliable. Dinrive ko siya from Vancouver to Calgary, which is almost 1,000 kilometers. So, once na nag-decide na kayo, it's either Toyota. Oh, syempre may may magsasuggest dyan. Why not other brands like GMC or Chrysler or Ford? I think they're very good brands. It's just that on my preference kasi, gusto ko ng Japanese car. Kasi pag open ko ng hood, more or less alam ko kung ano yung mga muka nung reservoir, for example, yung sa water, alam ko na kung saan siya nakalagay, yung mga brake fluids, alam ko kung saan siya nakalagay, and kung saan yung mga muka, yung power steering fluid, alam ko kung saan yung location. So, parang dun ako familiar with the engine. Kaya, laging Japanese car talaga yung first option ko. And also, you could check the internet kung ano yung mga top 10 or even top 5 na reliable cars dito sa Canada. And you could choose which brand na kung ano yung natitipuhan nyo. So it's either Toyota or Honda talaga yan at the top. Sometimes it's Subaru or Mazda. Maganda din ang Mazda ngayon. The Mazda 5s are really reliable. May friend ako sa British Columbia. It's been years. Wala talagang sira din. So, madaming factors to consider kung ano yung brand ng kotse at kung ano yung model ng kotse. Sa model naman ng kotse, let's dive into that a bit. Kung malaki kayong family, of course, you'll opt for a 7-seater, an 8-seater car. Pero kung 3 lang kayo or 4 kayo na family na dadating dito sa Canada, then might as well opt for a sedan. Kasi syempre, mas lower cost siya and lower maintenance din. So let's go to the next question. Saan bibili and ano ang gagawin bago bilhin ang sasakyan? For brand new cars, of course, sa car dealership kayo pupunta, Toyota, Honda, and all the other brands, Mazda, Ford, or whatever that you opted to buy or kung ano yung napupusuan nyo. For the second-hand cars, both of our cars, I found it in the Facebook Marketplace. And then it's just me who inspected it. But there are other platforms like Kijiji, Car Auto Canada, or Auto Deal Canada. Search lang kayo sa internet, madami kayong makikita. But again, regardless kung anong platform kayo bibili, pwede din naman sa car dealership, pwede din sa mga third-party car shops. Make sure na may pre-purchase inspection na mangyari. This is your, in a sense, insurance and kasiguraduhan na okay yung car. So saan to pwedeng gawin? Canadian Tire, meron. Car dealerships usually has this service as well, and the other car shops. So that's one strong advice that I could give is magpa-pre-purchase inspection kayo. 170 or 180 point inspection. So madami yan silang i-check and then isa-certify nila na okay yung kotse, wala siyang sira. Pero yeah, disclaimer, kahit na may inspection pa na nangyari, minsan talaga may hindi tayong inaasahan na masira. And this is given pag second-hand car. So, conclusion, madaming factors kung bibili kayo ng sasakyan dito. Let's not discuss about kung kailangan or hindi. For me, it's really kailangan talaga. Second is brand new or second hand. Financially, if you have the capability, go for brand new. But personally, for me, I would opt for second hand cars kasi may idea naman ako kung paano siya tingnan and kung paano i-assess. Kung wala kayong idea, magpa-pre-purchase inspection kayo. Okay, so madaming aspects na dapat i-consider talaga. I hope this helps to make an informative decision on your side dun sa mga bago at planning na papunta dito sa Canada. I hope this helps you decide and gives you an informative decision kung ano ang bibiling sasakyan. So this is Lawrence from Alba Fambam. Hope you like this video. So sa next vlog, I hope I could show some activities that I do here as a hobby. See you on the next one and have a blessed day, everyone. Hang loose.